Hello, and thank you for having me here. I'm actually very excited about talking about my favorite two programming languages, Python and Rust. My lightning talk titled Pumping Up Python Model Using Rust is all about how we as Pythonists can write really safe and fast Python extensions. Let me share a bit about myself. My name is Vigneshwar. I am here today representing Mozilla as a tech speaker, and you can find me at the @dvigneshwar on Twitter. Python is probably the best dynamic programming language that's out there, but there are certain workload that it's not supposed to do. And that's where you need to go down access memory. So whenever we talk about performance and control, we as Pythonists usually say, hey, you know what, I can write a C extension. But in reality, not many of us actually do. There are two reasons to that. Number one, the community is awesome. You already have awesome libraries out there that you can reuse. So for example, NumPy, it is like 53% C. And the other aspect is writing C is difficult. Come on, we as Pythonists don't like to write huge code bases, and memory management in C is really hard. So what we basically ask is, I want C's performance, I want C's portability and ability, but with the guarantee of safety. On this note, let me introduce you to a language called Rust. It has great control like C++. You could go down to the memory, still access it, and it also gives you high-level iterators in Python that we really love, and it is super safe. Mozilla is the company behind sponsoring Rust language. The next question that would come to your mind is, why a browser company would be creating a new language? The reason is Firefox. So if you have used Firefox Quantum, you probably have noticed it's super fast. It's thanks to Rust and the server project. So what does Rust offer you? Rust offers you safety. So it's basically that you won't have any memory bugs anymore. It's going to be super fast in runtime. And stability without stagnation is basically like whenever a new version of Rust is released, you probably don't have to rewrite your whole code. And there are great libraries that you could use over there with the goal of giving a confident and productive system programming. So let's look at some cool little code. This is how an average function would look like in Rust. Like I have a reference to a particular list. I am dereferencing all these locations and calculating the average. This is difficult for me. But how is a high-level version would look like? I promised that Rust would give you high-level iterators. So all that I have to do is like use iter and sum. Next question is, how do I make it parallel? How do I make it fast? That's very simple. Just use pariter from the RAM library. That does the magic for you. So I had some code to show you on how to write an extension. So first thing that you have to do is like use this particular crate called Rust CPython. And very simple code. Like I'm implementing the same code in Python, like in Rust, and then I export it as a shared object using an example for library here. And then I have my benchmark code where I am writing the same Fibonacci implementation in Python, and I'm benchmarking the same thing I'm calling using Rust. So there are two benchmark functions. So when you benchmark this, you get, okay, you basically get like 7 times performance in Rust. If you look at this, the numbers here, it's 7 times faster. So where are we with Rust? So for a language it's got released in 2015, it's voted as the best and favorite programming language by developers in Stack Overflow for 2 consecutive years. That's pretty good for a language that got released in 2015. There are a lot of companies out there who are using Rust. And I put all my code base here. There are a lot of links that you could go ahead and visit. It talks about all the concepts for you to recompile this code and run it for yourself. So there are a few more links that if you want to get started with the Rust community, you can go out and check it out here. The few things that I didn't cover about how Rust is giving you the safety, it's thanks to this ownership and borrowing concept. So please feel free to check out these resources, how Firefox is super fast, and a lot more things over there. So to end my talk, I would just say that, as Shami had mentioned this on this today's keynote, like if you want to make your Python really better, start by exploring other languages. Then you could go back to Python and see, you know what, I can do this better. And secondly, I'm super excited about the Python and the Rust community building up super cool things, especially in fields like data science, where you could do really good, implement great concurrency paradigms, and Rust would be really helpful over there. And I would like to say thank you, and thank you very much. Yeah.